Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Battle Rollers R2-D2 with Escape Pod, released in 2018. This vehicle was first seen in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now to be honest, the first time I saw this in a package I was very excited because we don't really get too many Escape Pod miniatures, so I thought this was a very unique idea. Regardless though, it is hit or miss depending on who you are. For me, I do think the mold is pretty good, but the paint is just very blah, and we'll look at that in just a few. But for the size of this bad boy, it is a little under 1¼ inches long, or just about 3 centimeters in length. So if you're new to the channel, what I like to do is go over the mold, the paint, see if they can roll, compare it to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. Alright, having a closer look at the Escape Pod and R2-D2, we can see that there is a lot of molding on here. Now this section right here is the gravity/anti-gravity ring, which looks pretty cool. The same goes for this side right here, which looks great. In the aft we have all our thrusters, which looks pretty good, nicely molded. We have die cast on the sides, plastic in the center, so it is what it is. We have our forward section, looking good. Now right here should be a view screen or a porthole where C-3PO and R2-D2 were looking out. Instead they made it the cockpit, and we can see a little window right here which is glossy black. Now we have R2-D2 with all the controls around, so that's pretty awesome. Lots of little doodads in there. I think it came out great. And he has a little arm coming out of his main body holding a joystick, which is awesome. That was a cool idea. Very nice, and you can see it right there. Great stuff. So looking at the mold, we can see some nice panel lines here and there, and some modules, some silver paint, and plastic poking out. It may not be the best, but it's not too bad. In the aft, we have this nice mold going around our main thrusters, which are recessed in, and molded very basic around the sides. Again, not a lot of detail in here. Again, we have some nice panel lines, some little doodads, anti-gravity ring. And then we have our front. Thrusters are recessed in, centerpiece gray, looking good. Then we have our windows right there, looking sharp. On the bottom we have 2 screws holding it together. Copyright crap, which extends down to here. Our trackball, and our little nibs, so that way when it rolls, it sort of goes with them, levels out, and then it can roll better, allegedly. We'll see about that. But all in all, very nice. Let's take a quick look at R2-D2. Alright, getting as close as I can without making things a little weird. You can notice that the main color on here is like an off-white and gray. It's very blah. And then R2-D2 really doesn't help. We have a white main body, which is nicely detailed. See all the little brackets there, modules, his legs, looking good. And then we have his dome, which the paint is a little off here and there, but it doesn't look bad. You can see the front with his sensor, little hologram projector right there. Very cool. Now we have silver, blue, glossy black, and red on here, which is nice. Altogether, there's about 7 different colors on this piece, even though it doesn't look it. Very cool. And the paint on the top's not that bad, except for right here where it's a little blurry. But all in all, very cool. There's nothing in the front right there, but we do have our buttons going around, and our joystick, which I find to be really neat. All in all, not a bad piece. Alright, so now we're going to see if it rolls. I have the Battle Roller on a generic Hot Wheels track, so let's see if it could roll. It definitely seems a little bit heavier than the others, and does it roll? Come on! Barely. You got to really have it on an incline for it to get going, and then the inertia takes over. But needless to say, it's pretty cool nonetheless. And now for a quick size comparison with the Battle Rollers R2-D2 seen in the center, I have some other normal Hot Wheels style ships. First, on the right hand side, we have the Imperial Star Destroyer. And then on the left, we have the Tantive 4. As you can see, the scale for these two lines is way different, but they're all cool in their own little way. And for an added size comparison with R2-D2 with the Escape Pod, I have some other Battle Rollers ships. First, on the right hand side, we have Luke Skywalker with his X-Wing. And then finally, on the left hand side, we have Darth Vader in his TIE Advanced X1. All in all, some pretty interesting vessels here. And as always, if you would like to see reviews of any of the ships I showed today, check the links in the description below. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Battle Rollers R2-D2 with Escape Pod, released in 2018. Yes, it's an iconic moment from the original trilogy. Yes, it is kind of cool because we have R2 Pilot in it. And we don't have a lot of Escape Pod miniatures, which is why I basically picked this up. Now, having said that, the mold is nice. We have 7 different colors working together on this bad boy. But the sad thing is, it's very off-white, very off-gray. And because of that, it just looks very blah, which is a shame because it does have a lot going for it. Now, if you were to dirty this up with a black wash and all the little details would pop, this would probably look 10 times better. But because there's no other paint applications to enhance the mold, we're left with something that just looks like a chunk of off-white plastic. And because of that, it suffers. But besides that opinion, it does have a lot of major points. As we pointed out, it has the gravity, anti-gravity ring on the side, the cockpit, the thrusters, everything's there that should be for something of this scale. But that's basically everything I have to say about this ship. In short, it's part of the collection. I respect the fact that they made it, but I don't think it's probably one of my favorites. I think that's safe to say. So if you enjoyed this review, smash that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much to everybody out there who's taken time out of your precious schedule to watch my content. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody!